Now, this is the South African National Taxi Council saying it is dismayed by allegations by the long-distance bus company Intercape. Now, the allegations include attacks on their buses, incidents and stoning of, as well as intimidation, assault, attempted murder and extortion. Now, Intercape alleges that these are actions that are done particularly by taxi associations, although not naming them, but they say that this is in the aim of removing the functionality of Intercape on certain routes. Now, the Makhanda High Court on Wednesday issued an order compelling the Minister of Transport and the MEC for Transport in the Eastern Cape to work with the South African Police Service to develop a plan to provide for the safety and security of Intercape's drivers as well as passengers in the Eastern Cape. Now, Zola Yolelo is Santaco's chairperson in the Eastern Cape. Thank you so much, Dr. Yolelo, for your time this evening. You say that, of course, you're dismayed as Santaco. There's no truth to these allegations that, these could be taxi owners or taxi associations that may be involved in these attacks. Why?
I don't think it's fair, first and foremost, to be accused like that. As Santaco, we didn't have any position to interrupt or disturb Intercape. We are sympathetic towards them. They can go and open the cases to the police. We are there to assist when it is necessary.
So, Dr. Yolelo, where do you think these accusations then, stem from? Why are they looking at the taxi owners?
Since they are the people who are not willing to have negotiations with the taxis, I don't know where they got this information that it is the taxi owners who is disturbing them. So, I don't think it's true.
In your view, though, why would they point fingers at the taxi industry?
I don't know why. The only thing I can mention is that it was last year, if I'm not mistaken, or that year, when, as the province, we requested them to a formal meeting to build up a working relationship. Unfortunately, it was rejected by them, that request. We didn't see it. So we are not talking to them, they are not talking to us. Why they can accuse us like that now?
So what kind of working relationship were you hoping to establish with them? Particularly, I'm asking this in the face of some of the allegations that some of the drivers are not, the taxi drivers that is, are not allowing bus drivers to pick up certain passengers at certain points. These are allegations, of course, and they claim that some of the passengers even have to catch taxis to be able to catch buses because in some of these points, they could potentially be disrupted by some of your members. So what kind of working together were you looking into? If
indeed is that is the case, it is not allowed. No one is allowed to disturb or to interact with the operations of the other parties. So I can condemn that. If they are the taxis who are doing that, they must stop that because it is not allowed. But I'm not sure because I didn't hear any complaint from anyone asking me about these evil actions.
So, Dr. Yolelo, I understand you say you've not received any complaints, but why then, if maybe, let's say you haven't heard of anything, why did this matter then reach the courts? Why were we seeing visuals and pictures in the public domain of buses that were stoned, drivers injured, and intimidation?
First and foremost, I didn't know the reason why the Department of Transport was taken to court by Intercape. I was not aware. I've seen it over the TV and the radios and the papers. I was waiting to hear the outcome, why they are fighting in court. I was asking the department to go and rope in Intercape to the negotiation. But I have seen that no, the DOT can't do that because it is in court already with Intercape. I don't know why the taxi industry is pulled in this mess.
Will you investigate Santaco as to why the taxi industry is potentially being pulled in here?
Sorry?
Will you investigate as the taxi industry to make sure that all is above board, as you say it is?
Yes, I can start that investigation. Since you phoned me, you are the first person as an SABC to ask me about this Intercape incident.
All right, Tati Yolelo, let's see then what happens, because you say that you're going to start with the investigation, but also see if you can try to bring them to the table. Thank you so much, Tata, for your time. We do appreciate it. That was Zola Yolelo. He's a Santaco chairperson in the Eastern Cape, of course, talking about the Intercape issue that you saw us touching on here on the show. We had the CEO yesterday, of course, we're giving Santaco a right of reply as it represents some of those taxi associations.